welcome back to the show. And we are still in the amusement park and getting our bearings here, our bearing straight. Bearing, berry straight. The berry straight. Ah, this game. I loved this one as a kid. Taking darts, and throwing them at balloons and stuff. This was really an ambitious world, I mean, the person who made this, they really went all out, to give you that sort of like 80s, 90s feeling, although even 2000s to a certain extent. It's kind of crazy when you think about it that, from 2000 to 2010, that's going to be considered vintage to somebody. And it will be. It'll be like considered like the 60s for somebody. It's funny. A lot of people say, oh, the 60s was like the best decade, and it's like, actually, it was a really terrible time in the world. Would you get out of my way, sir? You got Mr. Egghead. Yeah, the 60s was a really nasty time, It was, there's decades where some say, well, that was a great decade. That was a great decade. And then you look at what was going on in the world. It's like, holy cow. Really, man? I mean, yeah. The 60s, I mean, you can say if you want about the 90s and 80s, but in the 2000s, well, at least you weren't being drafted into a freaking war that we lost, So, yeah, we're starting off very negative here on the show. We're in a amusement park, and, we're having, like, elephant ears that, yeah, still doesn't taste like anything. Still doesn't taste anything. Oh, man. Sorry, man. I want to like your stuff. There's this ride, one of the Vomitrons, I want to, just say, like different decades, some people say, well, this was a great decade, and then actually it was a fairly hard decade. And, you had a president being assassinated, you had a war that essentially said, and actually it's always, the Vietnam War very fascinates me, like how, like people, in the beginning of it actually supported it, it was a supported war. I mean, for crying out loud, John Wayne made a movie about it. I know you're asking, why are we being autistic? It's just talking about something random. Well, I mean, we're trying to have fun here, but we're kind of done here now at the amusement park. And don't worry, you're not going over to that coin pusher. We've had enough episodes of coin pushing. We're going to head off. We're probably going to head towards the mall where we're going to probably play a coin pusher. I'm so sorry. Hey, they give you free money on this. Look out, look out. Oh, my God. I almost got ran over. Oh, my lordy. I almost got ran over. Oh, boy. Maybe a virtual world, but, boy, you gotta take it seriously. So, over here, this is like bridge here, and they'll give me a shortcut over to the mall. And I think it's nice that the mall's like so close to the amusement park. Oh, just kind of taking a nice little walk here, and I know some people would be like, like why not just do all the episodes in the mall? Well, I think that would get boring. I think that, I want to actually like show the world and what it is. And there's always this little spot on the hill. I always wonder what the hell that is. And I've never gone over there to check it out. Don't know why that is. Fortunately, I'm commentating over footage. I'm sorry. I can't do anything about that. Sort of like, why have I never gone over there? It's sort of like, it's just what it is I have in my head a goal. I got like a goal in my head, and it's really hard to just sort of like change plans suddenly. I'm like, well, I want to go over that wooden bridge and check out the mall. I don't know what these guys are doing. They're sort of hanging out. Hello, R2 guys. Actually, I think that one guy is a bully. I probably should stay away from them. There is actually certain robots that are like kind of bullies and stuff. Because the human race is fairly awful and it's a way of doing things. Like people love to be in groups and feel power and stuff. There used to be a time, and I hate to say this, but with malls and we can even title this episode "Mall Security," because let's be a little honest with ourselves, man. When we were kids, in the '90s and stuff, you're entering your teen years, like, with the '80s and '90s, like the '80s, you were still a little kid, so you had your parents with you, so it wasn't. The malls were fairly like secure, nice places, and then and then you enter your teen years in the '90s, and the malls weren't dead malls yet. Like you don't even understand the era of the dead mall. I mean, some malls, it would take literally like 20 years before they finally, the local government finally like would condemn a mall. Usually because the landowners were just sitting and waiting for somebody to to rent the property and whatever, and for whatever reason. And more elephant ears, yes. Still trying to get the most I can out of that, and of course some freshly squeezed lemonade, which is probably not going to taste like anything. Oh my, well. Try to get my empty calories while I can. Luckily, I got a Gatorade right here. Kind of gives me a artificial flavoring. Yeah, that's good stuff. So, we're just going around the food court and just eating everything in sight. It's actually not physically possible to physically. What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? You don't sit like that. That's not how a bench works. Oh my goodness, that's so humiliating. It's a good thing the R2D2s can't think. This little guy wasn't even paying attention to the freaking idiot human behind him, not even sitting on a bench properly. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. We don't even have Joe Biden in this universe. And that little robot just fell right over. You know that? He just fell over right in front of me. Are you okay? You okay, man? I just had some pizza. I would have shared some with you, but I don't think he even eats pizza. That's like really weird. Oh, by the way, don't take the food and drink over to the table and lay it down, because the game really doesn't know what the heck you're doing. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, well, I mean, it's a food court, and I'm supposed to sit down and eat my food, right? Hey, Mr. R2D2 robot. Nope, still got the chicky avatar. Just double checking. I think if your hair was stuck in like high ponytails like that, like the Brady Bunch style ponytails, I think like it would drive your head nuts after a while, because you couldn't undo them, because it's your avatar, it's set a certain way. It's a very nice mall here, and the show is over. See you next time.